Good morning. A mantra from one of the Upanishads, and this one is by a lady, Maitreyi, that is her name. And it is the Maitreyi Upanishad, one of the older ones. And there might be more that are by ladies, but we may never know. So this one is named. It is a very meaningful statement. Let us see. Chanting first. Om Chittameva hi sansaras Chittameva hi sansaras Tat prayatnena shodhayet Tat prayatnena shodhayet Yat Chittastanmayo bhavati Yat Chittastanmayo bhavati Guhyametat sanatanam Guhyametat sanatanam. I will show again. Chittameva hi sansaras Chittameva hi sansaras Tat prayatnena shodhayet Tat prayatnena shodhayet Yat chittastanmayo bhavati Yat chittastanmayo bhavati Guhyametat sanatanam Guhyametat sanatanam. And together. Chittameva hi sansaras Tat prayatnena shodhayet Yat chittastanmayo bhavati Guhyametat sanatanam Guhyametat sanatanam. So the first word is Chittam. Chittam. When there is a double T, you hold it longer. It puts an accent on the first syllable, I. Chittam. Chittam. If there was a single T, it would be Chittam. Chittam. And this is Chittam. From the root, every word has a root. Most every word. Chit, to be aware, to notice something, to think. Chittam. So Chittam becomes very wide in its meaning, very big. The mind. The whole thinking mind. And sometimes they have a threefold division. Mana, Ahankara, and Buddhi. They together make Chittam. Mana is the computer-like thinking, processing mind. All the info that comes in. Ahankara is the active mind. You have to use all that information to navigate this life. So ego, it is called. Somebody has to take care of the entity. And then Buddhi is the higher mind, full of light, wisdom mind, intelligence, intuition. And together they make Chittam. That is in Sankhya and in yoga philosophy, psychology. But sometimes it's just in general, the mind, because the mind is the mind. And there's something in common to all the minds. Some laws are there for all the minds. So, Chittameva, the mind indeed, eva. He is another little emphasizer. Yes, indeed. Sansara is the world. Sansara is the universe. Sansara is the world of birth and death and everything in between. It is the root in here is Sri, to constantly move and flow, the flux and flow. The world is called that which is the ever-changing. So you cannot hold on to anything, can you? Neither in your mind nor in the world. So sansara is one of the many words for the world, the universe. Guru calls it the world of being and becoming. As soon as you are one thing, you're on your way to become the next thing. You can hardly catch your breath sometimes. So samsara, what this statement is about, it says the world, the mind indeed is the world. The verb is understood. Then it says that, prayatnena. Prayatna is effort. With effort. Shodhayet. One should purify that. Now in English you may not know what is that, the world or the mind or the world. In Sanskrit it is clear because words have endings that show their gender. The gender can be anything. Chittam is a neuter gender here for the mind. It can be feminine, another word, or masculine, another word for mind. It can be anything. And the world also can be masculine, feminine, neuter, because there are many words. We have one word, the world, maybe the universe, the cosmos. The earth is our world, but they have so many words in Sanskrit. As I always say, we have one word for the sun in the sky, that's true. Hundreds of words in Sanskrit. And here, samsara is a well-known word. Is this understood? No, samsara is a masculine grammatically. It's still an it in English, but it's a he in Sanskrit. You cannot do it that way. Tat is a neuter, so that makes it clear what one should purify. One's mind, one's own mind, not the samsara, because that's not a tat. In English it's the same. One should purify that mind. Where should one put one's effort? There, here. Then, when your mind is more pure, my mind is more pure, then we can automatically radiate that to our surroundings. Without any ego also, look how pure I am. Forget that one, that's part of the problem. So, the mind indeed is the world, therefore one should purify it, the mind, with effort. Yat chitta, that is hard to translate. Yat chitta, whatever mind a person has, of whatever mind or thinking the person is in this bhavati. Bhavati means he or she is. Tanmaya, becomes, it also means becomes that way exactly. Tatmaya. So a person becomes according to their thinking and their mind. You keep thinking certain things, it takes a hold of you. Your personality becomes that. That's how important the mind is. And the mind doesn't go away when you go to sleep. In deep sleep it leaves you alone. But in the dreams it cannot leave you alone because it's the same mind, just your inner story, your memories and your habits and everything comes up. So Sanskrit has a few words, a few syllables, but in English we have to say, of whatever mind a person is, like that exactly, they become, he or she becomes. That's the personality. Still, you think you got it, but still, guhyam, it's still a mystery. It is still a mystery, the mind is a mystery. As long as we are not identified with the supreme consciousness, which includes all the minds and all our minds, how many minds do we have in 24 hours? And how many memories are there? They're all a part of it. And imaginations and anxieties and fears, the good and the bad, in other words, everything. It is still a mystery. What is going to come up next for us? We don't know. We don't know. Etat, this. Sanatanam, eternal mystery. This is not the end of the story. There's 2 more verses that exactly go along with this. We can do them another day. But so much already. And our Guru's translation is a little free, a little more, so you can get it. The mind is the world. Therefore, one must be careful to purify it. A person is according to his or her mind. So the mind is the cause of all beings and becomings, as well as the cause of all personality. This is the eternal truth without exception. This is the mystery of all mysteries. Is it? If we could get it truly what it means and feel it and experience it, then we should have control over what we think, because we would know what is good to think and constructive and good hygiene and healthy and making happy us and all around us, and what is not good and conducive. It is a secret, but we know it inside. So we have to go beyond the thinking into the core of our being, where there is stillness. Then we can understand. There's more interpretation. As much as you want to add, you can feel. Chant it again. Chittameva hi sansaras, Chittameva hi sansaras, tat prayatnena shodhayet, tat prayatnena shodhayet, yat chittastanmayo bhavati, yat chittastanmayo bhavati, guhyametat sanatanam, guhyametat sanatanam. Together. Chittameva hi sansaras, tat prayatnena shodhayet, yat chittastanmayo bhavati, guhyametat sanatanam. This is a verse, supposed to be 8 syllables in each line, but because it's an ancient style, it's a little irregularity. If you were to count, you would find there is 1 extra syllable in the 3rd line. But Chittameva hi sansaras. And within that, the rhythm is given to you. The vowels are either short or long, or consonants are single or double. They make a difference. Tat prayatnena shodhayet 8. Yat chittastanmayo bhavati 9. Guhyametat sanatanam 8 again. And the rhythm takes practice, so you have to imitate it first. Then we can teach the science of rhythm. We do sometimes a little bit here and there. Certain vowels are always long, and that makes a heavy syllable. Ah, with a line over it. Do we have an E? Here's an E. Ooh. A and O. A is always long and O is always long. And when you have a double consonant, it puts an accent, makes it heavy. Chittam instead of chittam. Chittam. Sansara. And then you have sandhi. Sandhi is a technical word. We know it. I think most of us know it. When 2 sounds meet together that aren't quite compatible, or one of them is hard to pronounce, then there's an adjustment. It flows that way. There are laws to it, but they're natural laws. So sansara and tat made sansaras tat, just like namaste makes namaste. So ha was there, hard to pronounce. Easier, sansaras tat prayatnena. Here was a yat chitta. And made a yat chitta. That's very easy in your mouth. Chitta tan, again, chittastan. Tad maya, tan maya. Maya became mayo before a soft letter. And that's it. For Sundays, we can have our Sanskrit language class and go more into it. That'll be after. But here, chant once more. Chittameva hi sansaras, tat prayatnena shodhayet, yat chittastanmayo bhavati, guhyametat sanatanam. Once more, running translation. The mind indeed is the world. one should purify that mind with great effort. Of whatever mind the person is, like that they become. Now, you have a stuck personality or something. You need to undo all that. Guhyame tat sanatanam. That's the eternal mystery of our own mind and all minds, that we have something to do with that. What is it? Purification. So for that we have our rituals, our prayers, our worship, our studies, our services, just to purify our mind. Our soul is already pure. The body is not independent of the mind. Even the mind is not independent of our soul, which is pure spirit, consciousness. So it's all one company. You have to start somewhere. Start with good practices. There's a lot of wisdom teachings to help us. This is one of them. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.